Hello, everyone. Sorry we're late. You know how us gays have to primp. How big my hair is for my 80s hair. I got to get a haircut. I'm so excited to be doing the spoiler show with Cleo one-on-one. I love it. Eric, unfortunately, could not be here again. We are sending our sympathies and our prayers to him. I'm Comedy Jonah. That's where you can find me on Twitter. And go ahead, Cleo.
I am Cleo. You can follow me at Miss Cleo BB, and I deserve to be here because I fought hard to be here.
You fought the LA traffic, the valley, right?
Yes, the valley traffic. It's very trying. So
I remember it all too well.
it's
All right,
ridiculous on a Saturday. On a Saturday afternoon, there's traffic. So
absolutely. So let's just get a couple announcements out of the way. So we have so much fun shows ahead of not just today's show, but on Wednesday we have Zach's family is going to join us, talk about Big Brother, what they think, how they think Zach's doing, and then next Saturday
wait, hold on. Let me give a drum roll. Who do we have?
And then on Saturday we have Will Hessner. Is it Hessner? Is that how you pronounce it?
I have no idea how you pronounce his name.
Let's just say Will Fabulous from BB14 will be here. He is also known for his funny, hilarious videos from The Will Show, giving us his insights of what he thinks of this season of Big Brother is. So, with all those, and of course you can see all of our stuff. Dana Goodyear is blogging for us at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB16, as well as all of our spoilers and content is there. So go check it out. Also, too, you're still able, if you're not sure about the live feeds, there's a trial still. When you need the live feeds, click on our website. Click on our website.
Actually, I think the season pass ended yesterday. So
did it end?
Yeah, it's sorry, it's just a month to month from here on out. So, but
we'll do it anyway. It's absolutely. All right, Cleo. So Thursday night, if you want to just kind of start where the show left off on Thursday, we had the HOH competition.
I think we first got to just take a moment to address the tragedy that's going on in the house right now, and I want to personally extend my condolences to Derek's family and to Frankie's family. How horrible of a, just like, it's creepy and it's a downer, and my prayers are with them, and I just want to make sure we started out with that. So, but
no, absolutely, and it was really sad. We got to see some of that on Thursday's episode with Frankie. Obviously very upset, obviously very close to his grandfather. We've also found out that this has kind of been his third bout with his battle with cancer. So what a strong guy, I mean, for bouting it,
Has this ever happened in your... I can't think of a time when just a death or, like, news like this has happened really... I mean, yeah, there have been examples over the years, but, like, a double whammy in 1 week, it's just kind of...
Oh, yeah. And then for Derek's grandfather, I was kind of looking everywhere, and I don't really think we know what he passed away of. If he was,
it didn't seem as expected as Frankie's was. That's
right.
That's the sense I get. And that's what makes it really not that it's any easier or hard. It's awful. It's awful, and
it is awful.
I don't know what I would do if I were in that situation. I can't. I don't know. I don't know how I'd keep it together. I do not know.
It would be tough. I mean, I unfortunately don't have my grandparents on either side anymore, but my mother is getting up there, and she better start taking care of herself. Start walking. Start eating right, Cindy. I mean,
your mom's watching this, isn't she?
She's always watching.
I mean, what if it, like, let's make it imaginary so it's not serious, but, like, if someone close to you, that just pretend that was close to you, you got a letter in the DR with that information, what would you do?
I would leave.
I think I would leave too.
no amount of money is important. I mean, I would want to know if they weren't doing well, and then I would want to know so that I could have a choice to leave or not. I think
Yeah.
if I found out maybe someone had passed already, I might not leave because, you know, I
Yeah,
can't
that's true.
I can't do
See,
anything
yeah,
anyway.
and I think I recall someone from Survivor All Stars. She had found out that her mother was about to die, and she left.
Yeah.
And like, I just wonder if production would have done that if someone was about on on their deathbed, would they tell them? I don't know.
Well, I think it was good too that, the letter Frankie got, everybody's saying stay in there and stuff, but I would have been like, this is just a game. Like, I wanted to say goodbye to my grandfather, right? Like, oh, you want to keep those opportunities. It's just freaking money. It comes and goes. My grandfather, I want to say goodbye. I don't know. I
Yeah,
would have been a little angry.
I guess so. And
Yeah.
I think it's very personal. It all depends on what sort of closure you need. As with everyone's family is different. I I don't know. I probably would be thinking to myself, okay, let's say I left,
Yeah.
then what? Then he's still gone, and you know I'm. This will just make me. I'll do is think about this instead of like in a way the game kind of takes your mind off things in a weird way. Um,
It
and
does, true.
it kind of helps it be in the house with a bunch of people that are genuinely supporting them. You know, so that must be some sort of comfort. It's not like they're in isolation. So I don't
Right.
know. I don't want to get too much of a
Well,
letdown.
I mean,
It's sad. It's just
what's kind of even creepier, because than Kayla all over Amber is the fact that they say that death comes in threes, and
oh God, knock on wood. I'm Jewish.
I know you are very
don't tempt the
like
evil
LA.
eye. Don't tempt the evil eye.
But like, I mean, there was like, if you kind of look it up on the internet a little bit, you've got TMZ talking about it with Amber's
Okay.
grandfather, and they interviewed him, and they said, yeah, he's strong and he eats good, and not to worry about him. And I'm just like, what?
Okay. This may be like I'm going to hell for even saying this. So
Oh, go to hell with me.
I read the TMZ some of the comments last night. I posted two that were just disgusting, but what's the guy who's the owner of the Clippers or the former owner of the Clippers?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Donald Sterling.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Someone wrote, "I hope Donald Sterling's grandson applies to be on the show next year," and I was kind of laughing, and I knew it was all, I didn't say anything on Twitter about it, but it was kind of funny.
Oh, totally. All right. So we've gotten the death talk out of the
Yeah,
way.
so back to the
Let,
HOHs.
yes, let's have some fun with the episodes now. So we last saw our house guests on prime time, the HOH competition. I thought that competition was really hard. I
Well,
could you have done it? How well would you have done?
I got. Thing is, it's kind of hard for us as the audience to hear the words. I don't know if the acoustics are better in the backyard, but there are a couple that the second word was champagne, and I'm like, oh, Battle of the Block.
Yeah.
And the one about orbit, I was like, boom, that's the veto competition. But what shocked me was like the knockout competition is a really great opportunity to exercise strategy in terms of if you win that round, who you put up. And I was kind of shocked at who some of the people put up to go against each other. And I mean, I don't know if they were leaving Frankie there they're trying to throw to him, but like for instance, when girls won, you would think that they would put two of the alpha males up, like
Right.
Cody and Caleb and Frankie, Cody and Frankie, Derek and Cody. But I think like Donnie and Christine or what they put up like just pairs that weren't strategic in my opinion. And I just it
Maybe
was
they did that on
bizarre.
purpose. I mean, maybe that was
Maybe,
the strategy.
maybe that you know what? Hopefully they will. That's what I love about diary rooms
Hmm.
during the main show because usually those are like those fun ones where you really see people going at it, like when the house is split in two and they're just going at it and it's like people make it very clear who they're
Yeah.
after and if they don't pick two people who are like on the opposite side, then they get shit for it after the competition, and they never hear the end of it. So I don't know. It was kind of a letdown in terms of past knockouts that we've seen. Remember Rachel Riley
Well,
and
do we
Kristen?
normally? Oh, yeah. Yes, yes.
That was the one where we
Now,
got
do
to
we?
see floaters grab your life vest, Kristen.
So, do we normally in week 5? Do we
But
normally sit there? I thought I don't know. I thought it was a little early to have like what recapping stuff already, but I guess because there's so many competitions now, like
you know
with the
what?
new
The
rules.
knockout has been last year it was I think later in the season, but
Yeah.
in year it was the one Aaron won, and she
Hmm.
was like almost trying to throw it to Amanda, but Amanda still wouldn't ring it. So she's just like that was kind of funny. Um, actually, but the season before I think it was a little bit earlier. It was something with signals, and I think. Uh, yeah, I remember it's usually done earlier because they have the HOH, veto, and then usually the have not or the coach is
Yeah.
top or you know I have new sound effects so if you get an
Oh,
answer right
good.
if you get an answer right you hear oh wait oh shoot hold on wrong button fail okay anyway you hear and
So, Cleo,
oh
I have some feedback
sorry
to give you.
yes
You need to tilt your camera down a little bit. You have way too much headroom.
I have way too much
Okay.
what
Headroom. There you go. See, even in spirit, Eric is always here. Wish you could actually be on the show.
yeah
Um,
But does anybody know that we actually voted him out by a vote of 2-0
we
or two to
did.
one?
We did, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Awesome. So speaking of ladies,
sorry.
got a question from X Marcusor. Says, do you think any of the females are playing the game or are they all just bad players? And she has tweeted her question to hashtag are live. And if you have your questions, tweet them there too. What do you think? The females.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Like
gonna show you.
I had such high hopes for like Christine and I thought Nicole like I thought they'd be better game players, but I think it might just be it's a numbers thing and plus you have Jacos and Victoria who are really weak. Um,
Yeah.
and it it's a letdown. I'm kind of perplexed. I don't really understand. I thought that when Devin was gone, the Bomb Squad would disband, but it's really becoming a sausage party in that house.
Well, I mean, last week too. I mean, there was all of this gossip around how boring it is, and you see, other people covering the live feeds, like Big Brother group and other groups, and and people are saying, it's just, oh, all they're doing is they're getting up, they're talking about past seasons of Big Brother, and they're napping.
Yeah.
Compared
Well,
to what
I thought Zach was our only hope of a good week, and I think he probably gave us a good day, a good night when he was HOH. But
well, do you think it's kind of gotten a little boring since Devin's been evicted?
of course,
Because we have
I
somebody
think
really close to him.
we're in like this slump right now where I think it's going to look, I think it's going to end up for the better because rather than getting out a lot of strong players early on, we've got a lot of the strong players still left. So this is kind of like Survivor during those seasons when they have, it's pre-merge, pre-merge, where you kind of have like a couple of weeks where it's just like, snoozeville, but
Right.
then they merge and it's just they're no more. The number of expendable people are fewer and fewer, and it gets really cutthroat really fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of hope for the later, the jury phase of this game. So
Right. Well, I think like for the girls, because we're still talking about ex Marcus's question, which I love that name by the
yeah,
way. So I think Christine and Nicole are strong women. I think their
yeah,
alliance with Hayden, I think they're just kind of laying low and being quiet, voting with the house because the house isn't voting for them, and I think that's actually smart game play.
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
I had a little sympathy for Brittany because I thought, you know what, she should not leave before like Jocasta or Victoria. Like that would have pissed me off.
Well,
At
but
least she
why?
tried
But why?
something. Because
Okay, yeah, you're right, but don't you think she might have had a better chance if she didn't do those 2,400 kicks and then she couldn't play the veto this week?
yeah,
Like, that would be such an easy sell. Be like, look, guys, you don't have to, you can nominate me. I can't even play in veto. Like, I don't
but
know.
don't you think at that point she was done? She was done.
Oh yeah, she put a
Yeah.
fork in the bag. But that's what you get when you recruit someone 2 weeks before
Yeah.
sequester. And she freely admitted that she
Yeah.
was at a bar, working in a bar, and she got recruited literally weeks before the show.
I need to hang out in bars more. Like I don't get recruited for
Yeah,
anything.
note to future applicants: if you want to be cast on Big Brother, this is what you do: hang around Long Beach, around happy hour, preferably if you own a pedicab, offer to, because I think what they do is like casting. They like review application tapes all day. They're like, ugh, and then they go and they're like, let's just go to happy hour and get drinks. They go have a few martinis, and they're like, that person is looking really good right now, and would be so good for the show. Let's
I mean,
ask him.
isn't that how Caitlyn also I think got recruited for Big Brother 15?
Oh, sorry, it's Caleb again. Sorry, no, I'm kidding.
You're
I
okay.
turned off. Why is this not? I'm trying to mute the phone, guys. I'm sorry.
No, but I think that's kind of how Caitlyn got recruited for Big Brother 15 because we saw on 15 a lot of people hadn't really watched the show or seen it.
Yes, but
And then,
surprisingly, Caitlin didn't know a bit about Big Brother. But you're right. You're right. She was found in a bar.
yeah.
And I mean, it's hard not to notice her because she's gorgeous. But
Oh,
that's they do it every year. They're always Hayden was a pedicab driver. First of all, I still don't understand how you can be a 4.0 student, get a perfect record in school, and then you end up living as a pedicab driver. It's kind of depressing. But
well,
regardless,
I just
and
think you got time to do that. Let's just have fun and party.
I digress. But the thing is that he was recruited, and I think he's in a sweet spot right now. He's doing quite well. I think because have you heard him mentioned as a target? I haven't.
Even once.
Like, I think him, Nicole, and Victoria. I think there's a very good chance that some of these people are going to be, in the final 5.
Oh, he's in a great spot. He hasn't been on the block, hasn't been nominated, isn't talked about, and finally got his kiss with Nicole, right? As we saw on Thursday. So, yeah, he's in a great spot.
Yeah. Like the lesson I learned from last year was whoever isn't ever mentioned is the one you need to be the most afraid of.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was with Andy. Andy was never on anybody's radar. Whether it was his doing or not, I don't want to get into the debate. The point is he wasn't ever talked about, and look what happened. And I just feel like those are the people who are bound to go far. What
Yeah.
do you think? What do you think about Derek? Because I know I have my opinion. I want to hear what you think about Derek and
I
his
like
game.
Derek. I think he's playing a
Of,
really smart game.
of
Absolutely.
course. But how long do you think this will last for him? Because don't you think people are going to start catching on to like how he is he really is the puppet master of that house.
Well, I mean, he really is, but the thing that he's doing is he's being strategic up here, and then he lets Frankie win HOH, so he shows heart. I'll stay as a have-not. Oh, thank you so much. You know, he's doing it both. He's tugging at everyone both ways. It's so smart. He's playing a
Yeah,
really smart game. Yeah, he's manipulating
he
everybody really
although
good.
but the way he's controlling the house, okay, this is what I'm getting vibes from. Frankie and Derek remind me a lot of Amanda and Helen last year. I'm not talking about don't no one in the comments start like rah, purely in terms of just like being in everybody's, getting information brought to them and controlling how things go every week. Those two are the ones that are really the Amanda and the Helen of the house.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think like once we in a couple weeks it will be like who strikes first, Frankie or Derek, and that's going to be the real. That's when things are going to get exciting, and I think they're both going to end up taking each other out, or like in that's how Christine and Nicole and Hayden will slip
Yeah.
by at the end, because that will be the new battle that emerges, I think.
Oh, I think that's a really good hypothesis on your part. TV Girl wants to know, what do you guys think of Cody's gameplay this week, especially putting up Donnie and not Caleb? I thought it was a smart move. Even though I
Yeah,
love Donnie, they really wanted Brittany to go, and no one was going to vote. As we know, 10-0 voted Brittany out on Thursday. So I
yeah.
thought I thought
You
it
know
was
what?
good.
In retrospect, it was the right decision because now
Mhm.
he's kind of like faded, and like he doesn't have a pissed off Caleb in the house. So maybe it probably was the right move. I don't
I
think
think
there.
I think it
I don't
was for
think.
this, but I think maybe Donnie's perspective, at least it would be mine, is okay, it worked this time, but just don't do it again, kind of thing. Like, because it may not work. Because as we've all seen in past seasons of Big Brother, the pawn can go home, and it's very easy for them
Yeah,
to go home. Yeah.
I think, especially if things don't change up, Grodner or Allison Grodner, or excuse me, production will introduce a twist. Once the current twist is over, a power will be introduced into the
Hmm.
house. Just because you got the thing that's beautiful about Big Brother are the power shifts. Everybody is foaming at the mouth for Donnie to be HOH. We all want to know what he would do.
I know. I'm so
You know,
excited. Yes.
I want to know what his HOH speech would be and why he's gonna, he's probably gonna give the kindest, like, I love you like a friend. I just gotta do what I gotta do. It's nothing personal. It's just,
I wonder if he'll get a box of chocolates in his room. So I want to ask you one thing. So when this kind of premiered, with the tracking of the feet and their activities and that, I was like, boring.
yeah,
Now we
exactly.
know that's how the have-nots were nominated this round. What do you think of that? Being nominated, being the laziest.
That's, I mean, 'cause I just love that Zach, who sleeps 21 hours a day, wasn't one of the lazy.
I know.
So who were the have-nots again? Uh, it was like Christine. Was it Christine, Jocasta? Who I can't remember who the have-nots are, but it's always interesting to see a reveal like that on live. It
Yeah.
was it was a it was better than than volunteering for once.
It was, or gosh, it would even be fun if, like, America voted the have-nots who they think the floaters are, right? And they just put a target on them.
I wish we got at least just 1 week of that. Like when we had the MVP power to make one of the nominees. Oh, I wish we could do that. Like I would just, I think we all want a shake up. We all want to see something happen. But maybe this is just like, it's
Well, do
part
you
part of.
think that maybe Team America's next assignment will shake something up?
I've lost complete faith in
What?
Team America's ability to do
What?
something interesting. No, 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 no. I thought like,
I need a
oh,
drink.
this might be a good task this week. But all they did was get Zach to be Zach and like kind of do what he's going to do anyway. And so they get $15,000.
Yeah.
Womp womp. I just and like, did Dottie really have any role in that? Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just insanely jealous because
I was gonna say, I think there's a little jealousy there.
I would love to win $5,000 for
Yeah.
that. I would love to have the ability to cuddle in bed with Zach and Cody. I would like. I think there's so much of my feelings is guided by jealousy. Just like, let's call it for what it
So
is.
money and hot men, basically, is what you're saying for you.
Yes, 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 yes.
Or maybe cuddle in the bed with all the money of the men.
Okay, you hear that? Yeah,
Yes, I can hear
hot
that.
man. And not getting $5,000. That's how I feel about it. I would like for 1 week to, instead of the mission accomplished, to see a mission failed.
All right, speaking of comments, we've got Bad Girl Diva on Twitter.
Hey, girl.
Wrote us saying, "Hey, Girl Diva, Bad Girl Diva, what are your thoughts on the plan to backdoor Amber?"
It's easy way out.
Why not backdoor Caleb?
Because he's a bigger target. He's someone that. Are you spray tanning, girl? Or did you just go spray tanning? Or
I'm looking a little pale.
Are you doing some beast mode spray tanning?
Some whitening and some spray
You
tanning.
need to like beast mode spray tanning. Don't you think it'd be better to leave it? Because you always know Caleb will be a bigger target, and he's pretty. He's not that like intelligent. And he pretty much tells you who his targets are, and if they're not you, let him stay.
Well, see, I would be nervous because, Amber's his big distraction. He's all in creepy boner mode. And I would be scared, like, if Amber leaves, is he going to smarten up and now play the game? And he's kind of a beast. So I think it could work to their disadvantage.
Rachel did even better when Brendan left. But John. But wait a second. Amber is the biggest physical threat in the house. Remember, Team America.
Just like Secret Agent Donnie,
right? Just like Secret Agent Donnie, Amber is the biggest threat. So she has. You bring up a good point, but yes, that's true on one hand. But on the other hand, I think it's a balance of pros and cons, and I think rather have someone that you're kind of bros with, who will kind of do. It seems like he'll do their bidding, and when I say their, like I'm talking about Frankie and Derek can sort of control him. They have no control over Amber. Amber is a free agent, and she is very much like a honey badger. She don't give a shit, and she will do what she wants, and she will go after who she wants. I just wish she had the opportunity to go, let's let them do an HOH next week where it's one girl and one guy, guys versus girls. Remember they did that second week where it was a guaranteed girl. I don't know. That's why I think we got to have some external force in the form of production mix this up.
Yes,
But good question.
absolutely. That's a great question. So I'm getting tweets. The comment thing is sticking, so I'm reading them from my phone. And I guess the plan is to backdoor Caleb, but if he wins veto, they will go after Amber. You two should follow
I
BB16
I
feed updates.
I think what's it called? I think Caleb isn't playing in the veto though. He's not playing in the veto.
Now let me look at.
Uh,
So in the
like I
veto
know
comp, it's Jocasta, Victoria. Oh, wait, Frankie's HOH.
it's Frankie, Jocasta, Victoria. Then Christine was picked
Hayden and
as
Donnie.
Hayden and Donnie, and
Yeah.
Christine got no. J- uh, Jocasta got house guest choice, and she picked Christine. If I'm correct. So, do you think that was the right idea? If you're Jocasta, like, do you think Christine would? I mean, well, I don't know who would save Jocasta. If you know, who would you? What?
Or Victoria.
Well, oh yeah, well no, but can't she be picked? Oh yeah, yeah. Even though she's
She's nominated. Yeah.
no, Vic. Oh, I'm so like they're. Yes, you're right. She and Jocasta are not. Okay. Sorry. Dirt.
All right, so we know that, now, some more spoilers. Sorry, guys, we're jumping over the round. We're just crazy gays. We don't care. This is how we talk. So we know that the Battle of the Block happened. We know that Christine and Nicole, who were nominated by Zach, are safe, and Zach is dethroned, and they lost to Victoria and Jocasta, who was nominated by Frankie, and, of course, now speed it back up to why we're on the show now, because we know that the veto competition is happening now.
Ooh, is it? Yay!
Yeah.
So, I why did Zach end up with Christine and Nicole as his nominees? Because like anyone knew that okay, Jocasta and Victoria clearly gonna lose. Was this part of the letting Frankie be HOH for the week, or was it? That's what I'm wondering. I'm not sure, but obviously Christine and Nicole were going to win the Battle of the Block. I don't even know what type of competition it was, but it was pretty clear. But the good news is that Zach gets to play for HOH next week,
Yes.
and just
If there is a double HOH next week, because Faces of Rachel is asking,
Julie always
think? Who do you guys think
Julie always announces
would be the next HOH?
A week before when either a twist will end or when there will be a double eviction.
Right.
And so if the twist was going to end this week, she would have said it. I think it's going to be like last year, because last year was this extended season, which is new for Big Brother. And last season, the MVP twist went on for 6 weeks. So I think this is week 5. I think we're going to have one more week of the dual HOHs. And hopefully, right after that, we either get a great endurance comp for the first single HOH, or we get a double eviction.
That's true.
Those are my favorite. I loved double evictions.
So with all the players playing in the veto, we have Susie at 2010. Hi, Susie.
Cute dog.
I would like to see Judgy Jocasta gone.
Yeah, she doesn't seem very popular.
She's a little judgy. She's either sick or she's judgy.
She gives the best side eye.
But I'm loving the bow ties. I love the bow ties. All right. Oh, but to ask Faces of Rachel's question again, who do we want to see the next HOH? And
Who's that?
we said that Zach could be back in, so we like that. Who else do we want to see up there? Do we want to
Donnie.
see Donnie?
Donnie.
Rachel. We want to see Donnie. Faces of Rachel.
And you know what? I want to see Hayden with it because I want to see who
Hayden and Donnie.
Yeah, because
Holy Mother of God.
Let these people who are flying under the radar show their cards. Like, because Hayden is this, like, is he or isn't he a or like Bob's, like, he's the low man on the Bomb Squad totem pole. Who would his allegiance be to? You know he doesn't want to show it, but he'd have to, and that's the only reason why I'm in favor of continuing the dual HOH twist for another week, because the more HOHs there are, the more people that have to get blood on their hands, and the fewer little girls there are to just nominate. Because it's getting boring with this, like, okay, well, clearly we're just going to nominate Jocasta, Victoria, Amber, or Nicole, Christine. It's kind of like, it's in a weird way, it's kind of like how last year with the MVP twist, it was always Alyssa, or when it was America choosing, it was always Amanda on the block, with that one exception. And this time, with the twist, they've kind of figured it out where it's always girls that are doing the battle of the block.
Absolutely. And you know what I love?
Backdoor is the strategy.
And you know what I love? I love that our viewers are keeping us honest, because Christina on Twitter is saying, hey, Comedy Jonah, Hayden was nominated with Nicole before, but they won the Battle of the Block. They did, remember?
Wait, say that again. I know that Hayden and Nicole
were nominated.
Right.
He said earlier that he hadn't been nominated, or at least maybe I.
Oh no! I know. We were talking about that they haven't been they haven't been HOH. They haven't been in a position to make a nomination.
Right, but I took it further and said they haven't been nominated at all. Christina, thank you for keeping me honest.
Jon.
On that. I know. There's a lot of information. I'm a human being, people, okay?
Sorry.
All right, Cleo. Sorry. Cleo. All right, another question that came in was, do you think Zach really likes Frankie, or is it game? And will he be embarrassed when Frankie sends him home? Susie again at 10:20. Hi, Susie.
I like that, the second part of the question. Now, first, to answer your question, I don't know. I really don't know. I think Zach is on to Frankie. I don't think he trusts him. I don't think he's got this, like he's just follows him blindly.
Right.
What I wonder about Zach, though, is he trying to play this game, or is he really just auditioning for a spot on All Stars?
Both?
Well, true. But he's definitely, I don't know, I feel, sometimes because he seems like such a smart guy with this.
Very smart.
I know he's smart. He's not a recruit. He knows this game. I wonder why he does some of the things he does. He wants to entertain us, which I adore that about him. But at what cost?
That's true, but you know what? I saw interviews before he went to the house. I did not think I would like him, and I like him so much more than I thought.
I like him. I love it. I love every minute of it. 50 years old.
50 years old.
You realize that we're totally mixing two characters, but I don't care because I love them both. Sally O'Malley is not the girl who does I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it.
It's the joyologist, right? The joyologist.
Is that? Oh.
Yeah, she's got the puka shells and.
I just wish I were on a sofa right now so I could do that.
I know. Or just on your back, right, Phil. Here's a great one too from Bad Girl Diva again. St. Caleb's mom's on Twitter swearing Amber's leading Caleb on. Is Amber an evil temptress?
No.
Abso-freaking-lutely. She knows what
Well,
she's doing.
no, but I think no.
Well,
What I'm
pump
saying
the
is,
brakes, Cleo.
uh, I I think if what I'm sensing from the undertone of that is like, is she? There's this whole like rape culture drama on Twitter that people are trying to suggest that she's asking for it. That's what I'm
Are
trying
you
to
kidding
quash.
me?
No, I'm
That's
not.
disgusting. And Twitter is it's like
Dingo,
hateful.
Hamster Watch, like full on, like went on strike for a day because people were like, I don't want to go into it, but just I don't think whatever his mom is saying. That's what I have to say.
Well, the thing is we all know Caleb has feelings for Amber. Amber knows it. Is she going to use that to her advantage? I think she is. Would I? Absolutely. It's a
Yeah,
game. It's a game,
right,
people. Does
right.
Amber deserve, if she's doing this, if she's an evil temptress or deserves to be raped? Absolutely not. Nobody deserves that. It's disgusting. But there's nothing wrong with using your feminine wilds like I do to get what you want.
Yeah, and it's not like she makes out with him or like.
She's just like, here's my dress, tied around your head, and just walk away. Like,
Oh my God, that's.
but what makes me a little nervous is
Yeah.
like when he took the 5,000, didn't take the veto. You know what I mean? It was just kind of he's starting to act a little cuckoo. Like that makes me nervous. Like you got nothing to lose, kind of thing. Cuckoo. Like, ooh.
Well, did you hear about how he like wanted a cruise to be booked or something like to take? He wants to. Oh yeah, why he wanted that Germany trip was so they could take Amber to the hospital she was born. Like, yeah, it's bizarre. And there's this picture I tweeted like a couple days ago where it's like he's like Amber's sleeping.
Uh-huh.
It looks like the poster of Paranormal Activity, where it's like the kids sleeping in their beds with like a ghost hovering over, and Caleb is totally like,
Yeah.
and that's creepy. And uh, I don't know what's gonna happen when she finds out about this after the show, but
Well, even like CBS's editing of Caleb too, right? Like I think they're just all guiding us down this path that he's just some creepy,
yeah.
nut.
Well, at least they are. At least they're not
Yeah,
ignoring it.
that's true.
But they're doing it though in kind of like in a comic way, not in a serious way. So let's just pray and let's just hope that uh, nothing untoward happens. And yeah. And
Right.
speaking of praying, you think we're going to hear Jocasta speaking in tongues this week? Like either when she loses the Battle of the Block or during the veto cop. I hope to God she does.
All right. So I apologize to all the people in our chat room and on YouTube because the questions aren't loading up. So I did sign in on my phone, and we do have a question from Jay Bird. And the question is, do you think we will have a jury member return like last year, just like Judd did?
Good question.
That is such a good question, Jay Bird.
You know what? I think it all will depend on who those jury members are. Like, Judd was a very popular player when he was evicted, and they have the advantage of because of this nature of the jury, they get sequestered, and so it's easy to control them, and no one has to know. I don't know. I think if Donnie got evicted, if Zach got evicted, I think
we would have to petition to get Donnie back in.
Yeah, well, I think if a certain few people were like the first or second jury members, the chances are high that it could happen. I don't know. I don't know if they would repeat a twist one season after the other, though. Do you think it's going to be a 9-member jury or a 7?
That's a good question. I know that Cindy on Twitter. Hello, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy, VOL fan 4L. Said the same thing. 7 or 9 jury member this season. Good question.
See, Cindy, we're like thinking along the same
You
lines.
and Cleo are saying you should follow
Oh,
her.
but you know what? She said it. She said it 26 minutes ago, so she wins.
She wins,
Um,
yes.
uh, well, this is one of those things where I'd have to whip out my calculator and do the numbers because uh, it, someone has to do the math about the evictions and because how many people do we have in the house now? 12?
We have 11, right? 10 people voted. 1 person voted out.
No, but we've had 4 evictions. John, girl, we've had
Girl.
4 people. 4 people have been evicted. It's week 5.
Right.
Okay, so 4 people are out. There were 16 at the start, so 16
Wow.
minus 4 equals 12. Okay, so
That's right, because the HOH didn't vote. Yes, you're right.
so minus the 12 minus the final 2 equals 10.
Right.
So if there's a 9-person jury, then this week is the last person to leave who goes home, and then the jury will start. So maybe that might be a good cause to do a double eviction the following week because then you know that the 2 people evicted that night will be going to jury, will be the first 2 jury members, if that's the case. Otherwise, it's weird because then the first person who gets evicted, well, let's not make it confusing. I don't know, Cindy. I don't know.
No, it's a good question, and you know what else? A TV Vater, Couch Potato, says, do you think the jury will be an even number of people with America also getting one of the votes?
Good question.
Oh my
Good question. Whew. The last time that happened was season. Do you know, John? No, I know the answer. I'm just.
I don't. I'm gonna say 8.
Guess again. It's season 11. It was season 11.
11.
That was because Shima was expelled, and they had.
Yeah.
That was when they. So that's why. But it could go in line with this whole Team America thing. I would like to know how long do you think this Team America stuff is going to last?
I don't know. I mean, it's only assignment B. I'm sure they're going to have at least 4, right?
Yeah, I mean, they can't be giving them $5K all season long, right?
Right.
They're way cheap. They're way. I want to see Pandora's Box come back. You know.
I love Pandora's Box too. I like some of the old stuff.
Yeah, and some of the like luxury comps, but it's kind of like weird because the luxury comps kind of won't matter as much when it's like, oh, you got like 5,000? I made that week 1. Or, you know, also, you know, the America's Favorite prize. I wonder if that will be increased in value this year because, like, here you have 3 of the house guests in there that, as of this week, or next week, like if there's a task next week, they'll have $20,000 already pocketed, and that's who's to say if they'll have another task. But yeah, so it's kind of like, is it you know, I don't know. Maybe just the distinction is good enough to, you know, that the 25,000 doesn't matter. But I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna give someone money to reward them, make them stand out, gotta make it more than 25,000.
Sweetie, I do it for free. All right, questions, and I do it for free today. Exotic Latina, John, I love you. You're one of my faves. You are one of my faves too. Says, I think Zach will win it all if no one does anything about it. He's trying to play the game like Dr. Will did.
Yeah.
So kind of go back to our conversation a little earlier about Zach, you know, this and that. Is he going to go for All-Stars? Yeah, I think he's playing the game, and I think he's going for All-Stars. And I like to watch him, too.
Yes, I hope he does go all the way because he's in my draft pick to be in the final 3. which
The
is
fact that you know it
always,
is Cleo is fabulous.
so that, and the fact that I love him and I love looking at him, and there's whenever he is on the feeds, people are generally happy, and it's his
Yeah.
absence from the feeds when people start complaining. So
All right. Another question from the chat room. RFM 7846 says, "Do you guys really think Frankie is like Andy? I think Andy's main goal was to stay out of the limelight, which is the exact opposite of Frankie."
great question. I think he's more like Amanda and Helen. I think he's more of that role. I don't think he's like Andy at all, other than being gay. And he's kind of a rat. But I think he's no. I think he's more like I still stand by my comparison to the Derek and Frankie being like Amanda and Helen.
Well, I think it's kind of that's whatever you're gay or whatever. It's how you're socially doing it, right? Frankie's a very social person. He's a YouTube personality. Burp, burp, burp. He's going to be a little more social. Andy is not. Maybe he's not that social in real life, so this is how he's going to play it. But, Andy played a great game. Andy won. Okay, I know everybody.
I'm not throwing shade at Andy. I'm saying
Oh,
that.
I know you're not. I'm talking to the viewers.
Okay, I'm just saying that.
Settle down, sweetie. It's not all about you, all right? You're off. Okay. Here.
Excuse me. Right. I will put my tiara on, and I will wear it proudly.
I know.
Anyway, yeah. So, So anyway, with Andy, what were we saying? Is Frankie like Andy? I don't think so, because Andy wasn't aggressive, or he wasn't as aggressive as Frankie is in terms of trying to control things. He would make his opinions known, but he wouldn't make it look like I don't know. And also, no one ever talked about him behind his back.
Yeah.
People are talking about Frankie. They're on to his game play.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to get lots of questions.
Oh, wait. I like Susie's question. Do you think they will let America vote to have America's players vote the way we want to evict Comedy Jonah? Oh, no, it was just us tagged. Sorry. I thought it was a dig at... No, it wasn't. They were just... I think... Yeah, no, they were just tagging us. Wah, wah. But anyway.
All right, so we've got Brennan in Twitter asking a
question. Hey, Brennan!
Love you, Brennan! And this one is super cute, just like the other one. Opinions on Nicole and Christine. A lot of us really dislike them right now because they hate on Amber for nothing.
Let me preface this with my bias, because let me preface this that both of them are the other two in my final three picks. So I kind of hope they're going to go far, just because I'm selfish like that. I haven't heard much of the way that they talk crap about Amber. You? Like, John?
Sorry, what?
Like, you're saying that they're talking crap about Amber.
I'm so mesmerized by what you're saying.
You're so full of shit. And to that, I give a...
No, I think... I mean, it's kind of like the goofy girl in high school, and Amber's the popular girl. It's that kind of Heather's kind of thing,
Yes, Heather's reference. High five.
Yeah, these girls know, they know Big Brother. They're super fans of the show. Where Amber was probably just recruited out of,
Yeah, well, she was.
Yeah.
But and I mean. When we're talking shit about people, let's remember last season. That was talking shit about people.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I haven't heard what exactly they're saying, but I don't know.
No, it's okay. So I've got another one from just a BB-aholic is asking, do you think Caleb's obsession with Amber would be this transparent without the constant boosting of his ego by the others in the house? Jamie asked that question. See, this is where I'm kind of saying Amber, yeah.
I'm not touching that with the 10-foot pole.
Well, you're
Oh, that
touching
sounds
everything
bad.
else.
No, well, I feel uncomfortable talking in the terms of like if someone asking for it. If someone, oh, okay,
That wasn't a rape question, Cleo. It was just like, you know, Caleb isn't as crazy as everybody says because everyone's kind of encouraging him. Hey, you guys would be a cute couple. Look at you two. Burp, burp, burp. And that's kind of what they're asking. And I
okay,
think that that's true. And I just think, you know, when you're cut off from everything and in a house
yeah,
with 15 strangers,
exactly.
you want to
That
fuck with people.
yeah, that I think that's really what it comes down to.
I'm
If I were in the house, John, like John,
if
if you and
you
I
and
were in the
I,
house, oh my God, we would cause so much fuckery in
oh
that
my
house.
God.
Ridiculous.
Especially if there's limited alcohol, then I just start to go.
You and I would use the HOH toilet and make great alcohol. We'd be so broke down. We would make it happen. Like
I
we would,
would.
yeah,
I'd be, yeah,
we would
like
find a way to make toilet water into wine.
I'd be
And,
getting like the nutmeg and making a big thing to get all high. No, I'm kidding. I just saw the Orange is the New Black.
no, you and I would be so mischievous in there, and because why not? Like
Right?
I would love to just. I would always be causing trouble. That's why I love Zach because he does that.
Oh, Cleo, you're going to love this one. This is from one of my faves, from Steven, New Jersey boy, says, the show is so good this week, so glad you got rid of that pesky Eric. I couldn't agree with you more, Steven.
You win.
And I miss you. I haven't talked to you in a while.
You know what? Just in case anybody was late tuning into the show, I'm curious to know. You know who I really want to know if whose opinion I'd like to know if Zach is really playing the game or just playing to be on All Stars. His mother, and his mother's going to be on the show on Wednesday night, folks. So you got to make sure
No.
you tune in. And we get Broski, his little brother, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be such a fun show on Wednesday.
Just in case you missed it, we've got Frankie. We got Zach's family joining us on Wednesday night.
Boy, if they're not Cody, all the guys blend in the same with you.
It's going to be Rant's fantastic night.
All right, I'm kind of skimming through things because I think we're just getting so many questions, which is so awesome, but everything's kind of locked up. All right.
Do you think, what sort of power do you think, or do you think a power is going to be introduced into the House? And who, well, like, do you think that America will be the one to decide who gets it? Because I'm really pushing for this. They're going to want to help Donnie make some move because he's kind of like this underdog, and they're going to want him to, because he could really flip everything upside down and make it like a power move, and it would just really shake things up.
My anticipation, you know, Donnie is obviously a really good guy. He's got really good energy about him. He's loyal. He was even sitting there with Cody trying to find out there was another alliance on Thursday, and we learned that on the primetime showing of Big Brother 16. But what's going to be interesting is as less people are in the house, what is Donnie going to do? He can't stay this sweet, loving, wonderful person, or can he? And win Big Brother.
Or do you think Donnie will manage to slip through, because it will get to that sort of point where the alpha guys are going to realize, uh-oh, I don't really have that many more opportunities to take out the other alpha guys because you know that Derek and Frankie do not want to go to the end with each other. You know that Cody does not want to go to the end with those. Like
With Caleb, no.
they're going to cannibalize each other, and
Yeah.
like it's going to be vicious. And like who will like Cody go? Like I have no clue who will side with who, and I'm will Zach stand by Frankie? I mean, that's why I don't think that these guys like they're controlling things right now. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to last that long. I don't think. I think it's going to come to blows. Once jury hits, and it's just going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be great
Yeah.
TV.
It's going to be
Great
great.
TV.
And I think Derek is smart enough to switch out his alliances. I think Derek is going to be really kind of leading it for a while. I mean, he's an undercover cop. He's used to sitting in some kind of like crack house waiting for the crack house next door to sell some shit, So.
Well, who do you think? Who do you think? Who do you think? Who do you think he's going to want to go with? Because he's got to have one person to trust. What?
He can almost be anybody except Donnie. Like anyone in the final two with Donnie, Donnie's winning. You know what I mean? Especially at this point. So,
like, because I think his options are either going to be Cody, Frankie, or Zach, and he might like Cody's a safe bet, but he's likable. Frankie, likable by the house. That's a risk because you don't know if he would like. He's obviously shown Derek that he's a good gamer, so that Derek probably realizes what a threat he is. And then you have Zach, who is such a wild card that you could like. It'd be good to have him with you, working with you, and chances are good that without your like calming him down, he'll just like sabotage his own game, and so you don't have to worry about him. It could go a million different ways, and we shall see. But it'll be exciting.
Oh, so we've got our very own Cindy Vall fan 4L saying Derek will totally take Victoria to final two.
Right. Well, will the others let Derek get to that point?
I don't think they're going to have a choice. He's really smart. He's a smarty.
He is. He is smart, but
yeah.
But I think like remember the exterminators last year. There's always like Big Brother's always about timing. It's not like this is genius analysis. I mean, it's cliche. It's all about timing, and there will be a point where it just clicks with everybody that okay. Well, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we are the outcasts.
Yeah.
But we have more numbers than the strongest players. We have to get together right now and get their asses out, just like the exterminators did with when they went and finally decided to get rid of Amanda and McCrae. There was it was a very specific time. It wasn't random, and I don't know. We shall see.
We shall see. All right. Tommy Joe, I know he is a loyal
I love him.
He loves him too. Says Donnie's all about justice and sees that there is power players controlling noms. He isn't afraid to put up Cody and Derek, and he will. And I agree with you.
I agree. Just when is he going to get the chance to?
Oh, I think that Donnie is that they're just underestimating him, and I love it. And I love seeing it on the show and in the live feeds. And
yeah,
it's good.
We're salivating for the chance to have him become the HOH. We all want it so bad. It's I've seen people on Twitter saying like, oh, can't we? Let us just for 1 week pick the HOH because like they did that in BB Canada. I'm not necessarily too much of a fan of that, but let's just hope things take a turn that we can get out of this sort of phase. But I don't know. I'm glad with who is left so far. I'll say that much.
Yes.
Perfectly happy with the first four people who were evicted because they just they weren't meant for this game, and I'm sorry, they did not deserve to be there.
And you heard that from Cleo, which has no reflection on your reality recaps.
No, I like. What are the most popular cliches this season? I deserve to be here. At the end of the day, I swear to God, when I see when I read like some of the tweets, I'm like, what is this? A production of Les Miserables? Are they performing the opening number? Because if you don't know, if you're not a Broadway fan, that's the first song. At the end of the day, no. So, but I hear a lot of at the end of the day, it is what it is. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
All right, let's take one more question from Twitter. It's our own Dana Goodyear asking, what do you think of the whole Colgate? Is the toothbrush or toothpaste and brush that I use with Christine getting close to him and getting on a date?
Well, Christine is married, and I've never heard of Cody Gate.
Well, Cody.
I've heard of Cody's ass.
See,
and I'm obsessed with it. See,
Dana blogs for us, and she is ahead of everything, including me. Dana, I have no idea.
Okay, I don't. But what I do know is how funny was, or how awkward was that Caleb and Amber date the other night. Do you remember that? Did you see any of that on the? I sent a picture of it. Like they were like sitting like 8 feet apart, and it was just so awkward. And I do have one question before we close up.
Sure.
And it kind of ties in the beginning of the show. Do you think we're going to get a Derek grandfather segment on any of this week's show, like we did with Frankie? If not, why? Or if not, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I think it kind of reminds you, with all of the lying and deceiving and back talking. Everybody's human. Everybody gave each other a big hug. It's really sad. I'm seeing a lot of gossip on social media about how everybody thinks Frankie's going to kind of use this to manipulate everyone in the game.
Well, no, but do you think
I want to see it.
Do you think CBS owes it to Derek to give him the same to pay the same respect?
I don't think they owe it, but it would be nice. I mean,
Well, I think it would show. It'd be it would look like favoritism.
I do too. A better question is.
But it is a downer though. That's the problem. It is kind of like.
Maybe a better question is, will he cry?
Will who cry?
Is Derek too tough to not cry?
I don't know.
He's a cop. He's an undercover cop. He deals with emotions.
Yeah. I don't know. I just whatever. And on that note, everybody, last night, let me start with what has Frankie laughed and joked in the last 24 hours? That's a loaded question. The answer is yes. So if he can joke around, so can I. And I didn't, people deal with grief in different ways.
Yeah.
My way is humor. And I did not make, and do not make, will not make jokes that mock anybody's death. So if I'm if I make jokes and humor about blah blah blah, there's nothing that I'm doing to disrespect anybody's death. So let's just make that clear. It's it's comedy. You're the professional comedian, John. You know this more than me. You got I don't know.
Oh, would you spit it out for God's sake? No, hashtag up, people.
I spit it out. You saw people. I got a lot of crap last night for what I tweeted. I made some jokes about how Frankie is upset that it's not going to be all about him this week. He
I know,
couldn't
and
do it. And
unfortunately, as good as Twitter is, it's also as bad as it is, and there's just a lot of haters out there. And
well, I mean, there was the people the proportion of people who laughed was way higher than the
yeah,
number who were haters. But you know, whatever.
but I mean, whether you're a professional comedian or not, you try things, okay? It's not done in a mean spirit. You don't do things in a mean spirit, Cleo, or we wouldn't be friends. And this is just all just getting everybody caught up, keeping everybody apprised of spoilers. I love your posts. I loved your
Oh, well, I
post.
love you
And then
too.
I met you, and then I love you now. So, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
That that was beautiful.
Don't cry, wuss. You would be the girl if we were together.
Oh, bitch, please. Well, actually,
Really, you're speechless.
uh,
You're thinking about it, aren't
you know, get wait, no, wait. Um, who was I thinking of that moment? Who was I thinking of? Who was I thinking of?
Should
What?
I put a? I could put a Cody mask on.
You say Cody?
I didn't get my whiteboard. Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. We were gonna play a little. We'll do it another time.
Perfect. We'll do another
I
time.
think if you guys have suggestions for questions, I was thinking it'd be funny to do, you know, like on the Newlywed Game or the Match Game, you know, stuff where a question
Yeah.
is asked and see how much John and I, or you know, and if Eric's here, how much we match answers, and we just you ask us like a question that is a yes, no, or one word answer,
Yep.
and then we hold up our answers, and I think that'd be fun to see how often we get the same answers, to see how much we think alike, and to see who's
Absolutely.
completely out of touch with the rest of us.
Absolutely. All right, Cleo. Final thoughts. Where can we
I
find
had
you?
a blast. I had a blast with this little one-on-one with you. I'm glad we evicted
Yeah.
Eric and we blindsided him. No, I'm kidding. We miss you, Eric. We miss you,
Thank
and
you.
I can't wait for you to come back with us on Wednesday night when we have Zach's family, and
Zach's family.
next
Yes.
Saturday when we have Will of the BB Saga fame. He's going to probably bring the entire BB16 cast
Good.
to our show, and I can't wait.
Look, I got
But
my lights and green screen ready too.
yeah, follow me, follow me on Twitter, Miss Cleo BB, and I love all your tweets. Thank you.
Yes, guys, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us and talking BB16 and spoilers and gossip and everything else. We have Zach's family on Wednesday. Check out our live show at yourrealityrecaps.com/live show. And then, like Cleo says, a week from now, we'll have Will from BB14 of The Will Show hanging out with us, talking, gossiping, like the four queens that we will be doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm Comedy Jonah. I'm so
Oh,
sorry about the questions. There were so many. They kept kind of locking up. I was using my phone, this and that. I don't know how Eric does it. He's amazing. But thank you
guess
so
what?
much for
Guess
tuning in.
what?
Yes.
Before we go, we finished today before before the feeds went back.
Oh, good, good. All right, guys. Don't forget
Yay!
to follow us. Follow Eric at Reality Recaps on Twitter. Subscribe to our videos. Thumbs up. Every little bit helps us. And until Wednesday.
Have fun with these buttons. Have fun trying to figure out
Yep,
what
click the button.
button. Who's got the button? Don't forget to subscribe to Reality Recap.
There you go. All right, guys. Till Wednesday. We'll see ya. Mwah. Bye for
Bye,
now.
everybody. We're still live.
We're still live. Bye.